Hey, welcome to Taylor's Trick Taking Table. I'm Claude. The ultimate costume. Happy Halloween, y'all. Happy trick taking or treat. I have a treat for you today. The game we are covering is Band of Tricks by Yatsuyaki Nakamura. And as a treat, to celebrate 2,355 subscribers, the amazing Ben from travelgames.co.uk is helping to celebrate by giving away a copy of Band of Tricks to a lucky viewer. So if you're in the UK and would like a copy of Band of Tricks, comment down below your favorite Halloween costume you've ever done. The hook to Band of Tricks is, there's kind of a couple hooks. It is rock, paper, scissors in the trick play. So usually if it's all of one suit in a trick, it's just highest of that suit. But if there's two suits in a trick, it actually goes rock, paper, scissors. The suits are rock, paper, scissors, and then metal, which is the weakest suit. But the other hook is you're actually bidding not only on the number of tricks you're going to win, but the number of tricks you'll win in each of the three suits. Wild. So again, happy Halloween, happy trick taking or treat. And if you want a copy of Band of Tricks, put down below your favorite costume you've ever done for a Halloween. Happy Halloween. Thanks again, Ben. 2,355 subscribers. Absolutely wild. Thank you so much. It means the world, even though I look like a goofball dressed up. So thank you from me as Claude the Pumpkin, and Claude himself. Happy Halloween. All right, bye! The deck in Band of Tricks is made up of 4 suits that are different ranges. So the paper suit, or I think it's called Pop, is ranked 1 through 13, and it actually says that on the card. They all say their range on the bottom of the card there. Super helpful. And then there is the Scissors Soul suit, which is 4 to 14. The Rock, which is the Rock suit, is 7 to 15. And then finally, the Metal is 10 through 16. Here we have a game of Band of Tricks set up for 3 players. So you're going to shuffle the deck of 40 cards and deal it out evenly. So in this case, there's 13 cards per player. Each player is going to get 3 cubes that they're going to use to bid with and a sheet to bid on. What you're going to be bidding on is how many times in each suit you think you're going to win a trick with that suit. For example, Hamilton down here could be looking at their hand. Oh, if they could hold on to it. And they're going to try to guess. It looks like they have kind of high cards and a lot of different suits. Maybe they think they're going to win 2 tricks with a paper card and 2 tricks with a rock card and maybe 1 trick with a scissors card. So they're going to bid 2, 1, 2. So all players are going to do that. So maybe like the Joji World Pin thinks they have a really strong rock suit. So they're going to put the 3 there, and then they don't think they're going to take too many in soul, which is scissors. And then maybe they don't think they're going to take any in paper. They're going to put it on here. So if you want to not take any tricks in a certain suit, you just put it on the success cube there. And if also you don't think you're going to take any tricks, maybe Phoenix Alpha Zulu up here doesn't think they're going to take any tricks, you can flip your card into the 0 tricks and you're going to win points per player count. So at 5 you would win 3, then 4, then 6. So they might win 6 points if they can pull this off. You'll just return all the cubes you don't use if you flip. So then again, starting with a start player, they're just going to lead to the trick, and it is a must follow game. So let's say that Hamilton led the rock suit. Up here, when it comes to Alpha Zulu, they would have to play either the 13 or the 14, and that would win them a trick. They probably should have bid a little bit better. But anyway, so it's a must follow, so they're going to play the 13. The other thing you can do, though, instead of must following, is you can play the metal suit whenever you want. It is kind of like a wild. And so they could play this 12 metal, but for now, they want to take 3 rock cards or rock tricks, so they're going to play that. So if it's all one suit, it's just the highest of the lead suit. So Joji would win down here. They'll just collect their tricks and they get a token and they get to add it to, this is going to kind of keep track in a weird way of how many tricks you took and which suits you took them in. because you're trying to slowly get to success. And if you go over, there's an overrun, as you can see on this one, where you actually lose some points if you go past it, like too many. So we'll explain that if that does happen. The winner of the trick will just lead to the next trick. If you lead the metal suit, the next suit would just dictate what the follow is. So maybe they lead rock, and finally it comes to Alpha Zulu, where they had to play rock, or they could have played any other metal, and they'll just play the rock. Or, because this is a perfect example, maybe they do play their metal. Because how the game works is, if there's multiple suits, it's actually rock, paper, scissors on what suit beats the other suit, with metal always being the weakest. So this rock, even though it's lower than both these numbers, beats these two because rock beats metal. If, in another example, so that bottom player won with a rock, so they would, add a cube like normal. If in another example, it was led rock, and over here they play rock, and then finally it comes to Choji, the planet down here, they don't have, well, they do, but pretend they don't. Oh, they have it twice. Pretend they don't have it twice. If they didn't have rock and they could play whatever they want, it's classic rock, paper, scissors. So this one in paper beats any rock. If there's two suits, you always do rock, paper, scissors with the classic rock, paper, scissors rules, which I hope you know. So this paper is going to beat rock no matter what. So actually, the Joji is going to take this, and they probably wouldn't have done that, because they thought they weren't going to take any tricks in paper. So not the smartest, but now you can see this mechanic where if you take over, so notice how they thought they'd take 0, you always put a cube above. And so again, that's in the overrun section where you're going to lose a point per cube overrun. If, maybe flash forward, they would have taken 1 with rock, taken 1 with rock again, and they're perfectly in the success zone. If they took another with rock, they would also place it in the overrun section. So we covered what would happen if it's all the same suit, it's highest. If there's 2 different suits, it goes to rock, paper, scissors. If there's 3 different suits, it actually just goes to highest number. And if they're the same number, it's later played, would win the trick. So if it was led this, it goes this, Alpha Zulu would win the trick. If you win a trick and you have the no success, you're just going to add a cube. You're going to keep adding cubes every time you win a trick. So jumping to the scoring, if you bid no tricks, you're going to lose points for every trick that you took. If, coming down here, if you perfectly hit your bid, so say this player thought they were going to win 1 in the scissor suits, and they did, you're going to get a point per number, so this would be 1 point. But if you miss or go over, you're going to lose the amount over, or if you come up short, you're going to lose the amount short. And then you're going to play rounds per player, and that's how to play Bandit Trick. I found another costume. Anyway, talking about Band of Tricks. This game here is an interesting one because I think you're going to like it depending on whether you like bidding or not. Because in this game, you are bidding on not just one thing, like how many tricks you think you're going to take, but you're bidding on how many tricks you're going to take with the suit of the card that you play. Very interesting, especially with the, the hook of sorts, with it being rock, paper, scissors. I've noticed, and I think this game kind of exemplifies this, is the classic Japanese trick-taking formula, it seems, is a twist in the gameplay and a twist in the scoring. So the scoring twist here, obviously, is that bidding. And the bidding mostly, I think, works really interestingly. I love the fact that the metal, the metal suit can work for any of them. It's cool to have kind of the weakest card in a way, because sometimes, once you get all 3 suits, it actually is kind of the strongest suit. But in the rock, paper, scissors, it's the weakest, but kind of the weakest suit in the way, being able to count for anything. So it gives you a little bit of leniency, even though it is a little tough to hit all 3 bids. I like the fact that you can hit 2 of the 3 bids, or even 1 of the 3 bids, and miss the other 2 and still get positive points. That is really nice as well. So it's cool how you can kind of like hedge your bets. Overall, I don't know if like the shooting your moon and flipping and take none maybe should be worth a little bit more points. I didn't really see it happen often unless players were like, let me try it because I want to try it. You have those players who are like, I love shooting the moon. I want to see if it'll work, if I can do it. But they never were really incentivized because, like, let's say, for example, this would happen all the time. You get dealt a hand of cards and you don't have any of a suit, or you have a ton of a certain suit, and since in the gameplay it's rock, paper, scissors, you could be just short-suited and not plan to win a trick with a really low scissors or whatever, you could be surprised to win often in this game, that I think genuinely shooting the moon is really tough. So I wish it just had higher points to it, is essentially what I'm getting at. It seems like in this game, you're probably going to get a trick. It's just which one do you want that to be? Especially because the over-under is tough, right? Like, let's say I have, again, only one suit. I'm going to bid 0, 0, and 2 of the suits because I don't have any there. And it's nice to have those guaranteed points as opposed to flipping it, probably going to take a trick with at least one card and then getting none, and possibly -1, you know, -2, -3. So I do wish that shoot the moon mechanism was more interesting. Because I love shooting the moon mechanisms. Also, I like bidding. I don't think it's my favorite, and in a game where you have 3 bidding every hand is a little bit much. I played with players who do not like bidding, and they really did not like this game. So I think you have to be aware of that. If you don't like bidding, I don't think this is going to change your thoughts, and I think this is actually going to make them worse. Also, the system's a little bit fiddly. I get what they're kind of doing here, where you add cubes every time you take a trick, and then if you go over, it's just a little bit much and a little bit hard to explain sometimes. Overall, though, I think the idea, the premise of like a rock, paper, scissors trick-taking game is executed well. It is fun to bid on 3 different suits. I think that's really cool. And I think, in general, the scores make sense, like in the non-shoot the moon. Like the fact that if you're off by a little bit, it's not too punishing, but it still is minus points. And it feels nice to, like, even if you miss 2 bids, yeah, to hit 1. So, interesting. I do like the balances of the suits, too, in the trick-taking play. The fact that they are different ranges adds some kind of texture to each of the suits, makes them feel different. And I do love that the metal suit, which is usually the weakest at the start of the hand, actually gets really strong near the end. I do feel like just because the metal suit is so strong at the end, and since you can play it whenever, that getting dealt those higher metal suits is just good. Kind of feels like Bust or Nothing in a way where every time I missed my bid, I was like, like someone made it with just a few high metal cards. I was like, I wish I had those, you know. So it's an interesting game. I do think there's just a few flaws to it, and if you don't like bidding, I don't know if this game is for you. That said, I have totally played with players who love the depth of bidding. This is almost like a bidder's delight of a game. I have played games where you're bidding on a ton of different aspects, and the fact that you're only really bidding on 3, like which of the 3 suits you're winning, and the metal suit gives you that flexibility, that this is a sweet spot for a lot of lovers of the bid. So if you like bidding, if you love the idea of the gameplay, which I think does work really well, the trick-taking with the rock, paper, scissors, where at the start it feels more like a trick taker because usually people are in suit. Then in the middle, it feels like rock, paper, scissors, where that's the mechanic. And then near the end, it's just kind of high number. So it feels like almost different what wins. Like there's different games where it's like, oh, no matter what the suit is, the highest number wins. Or different ones where it's like, this suit is trump, or conditionally this suit is trump. It feels like those 3 different games all into one game, and you feel it during the hand. So it feels cool how like the hand changes. I will say again though, if you don't like trick takers where what wins changes like during the trick play, again, I don't think you're gonna like that. I played with someone who does not like that, and they did not like that. So, interesting game, for sure. I just think some caveats in there. Caveats? Caveats? Anyway, I hope this sounds interesting. And again, if you're in the UK, put a comment down below. And thanks again to Ben, Mr. Ben, from Travel Games UK. They will be sending you a copy of this out there if you would like it, and if it sounds interesting to you. Thanks so much for watching, and happy Halloween. Halloween. Okay. Bye.